There are 79 official TF2 war paints. This one is my favourite, and I have a lovely Iron Bomber with this juicy skin applied to it. I'm also a fan of these 3 skins, very nice. But ever since the Jungle Inferno update in October 2017, the workshop has been filling with many beautiful, creative and carefully designed war paints. I'm personally always drawn to those that use bright colours and geometric shapes, cos-like graphic design and stuff. But after the success of this video, I wanted to share with you today some of the more stranger and quirkier designs that can be found in the depths of the TF2 workshop. I've gone through every single unofficial skin currently in the TF2 workshop and gathered together what I think are the most weird and wonderful submissions. So here's my top 10 list, because everyone likes a good old list. Number 10, Plastic Mann. I spent many hours playing with those little green plastic soldiers. They were freaking awesome, and this war paint pays homage to those classic childhood toys. And actually, I really love this. I love the concept, but it definitely looks kind of weird because it removes all the detailing from the weapon. I think this would work really well with a set of cosmetics to complete the effect. Maybe you could even have your feet attached together at the base and you kind of waddle around, and maybe it's a Halloween only thing. It would be amazing. Or maybe I'm just getting a little bit carried away. Number 9, Kodai? No idea how to pronounce that. This is another one that I think is actually a pretty cool concept. The idea of a comic strip as a texture for your weapon. But the reason I think this one looks particularly weird is because it's completely desaturated and it kind of makes the weapon look like it's made entirely out of paper, which is probably intentional. But when you see this in its colourful surroundings, it kind of looks a bit odd. But do you know what? I'd use it. I kind of love it. Number 8, Babby Fortress. I have mixed feelings about this. The cute and dorky little faces in this design are amazing, and from a distance it actually has quite a nice colourful vibe. However, when you look closer and start to make out those adorable little faces, well, it's a little bit disconcerting. The idea of having small little baby faces strewn across the thing you are using to murder people with, not sure it sits well with me, although let's be honest, this would work perfectly well for the pyro. Number 7, Espionage Camouflage. Spy crabs. Thousands of little spy crabs. That's it. I think it's the harsh white background that makes this perhaps less appealing to me personally. I absolutely think there should be an option to have spy crabs on your weapon, but maybe the colours could be tweaked a little bit to make this less weird, I guess. Number 6, Showtime. This war paint uses stills from the Meet the Team videos to create a film reel effect that is wrapped around your weapon. And this actually looks kind of cool on some weapons. For example, I really like how it looks on this detonator. On some of the other weapons though, it can look a bit awkward. But yeah, I kind of like the concept. And the good news is that it looks perfectly fine on the fish, so at least there's that. Number 5, the Metro Maze. As we get to the top 5 in this list, things suddenly start to get a whole lot stranger, starting with this skin, which is essentially the London Underground tube map plastered onto your weapon. You have to admit this looks weird. The concept is definitely unusual, and this is a piece of design that came from potentially another time period and universe-ish. Can the nerds in chat correct me on this one? Now technically this map was designed in 1933, although it started off looking a whole lot different from this. But anyway, it doesn't matter, it just looks weird, okay? I also think the text is a little bit diddly, a technical term, but I have to say though, using map names from TF2 for each of the stations is a very nice touch. Maybe I'm just not keen on white backgrounds, I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 4, Dangerously Delicious. We all like sandwiches, so why not take a huge print of one and whack it on your weapon? Perfect. I don't think it's necessarily the fact that this skin depicts a sandwich that makes it weird. I think it's more to do with the sheer scale of the thing. Typically you might expect some kind of repeating pattern, but nope, this just slaps a massive sandwich right over the top of your weapon. And depending on what weapon you're using, well, you get to take a look at a different part of the fillings. Very nice. I think something about the colours used in this one I'm just personally not a fan of. Maybe it's the brown, a little bit too harsh, not sure. Either way, I'm now hungry. Number 3, Mostly Tested. things are getting very weird. This basically looks like the texture hasn't loaded. It's a simple concept, a grey background with the word prototype written over the top. And to be fair, I quite like the idea of a weapon you're using in the game being considered a prototype. That is kind of fun, but I'm not sure about this one. It feels somehow not finished. It feels just a little bit, well, bland. But maybe that's intentional. You never know. Number 2. Document of Independence. I'm sure hours of meticulous design work was put into this one when they just right-clicked and copied an image from Google search. I mean, it perfectly matches the TF2 art style. It's a masterpiece. To be fair though, it actually doesn't look too bad. If it had a second colour, you know how they often do, they have a stripe of solid colour at the bottom of the square texture. If they added that, I think this would kind of almost work. But as you might have guessed, we are now stepping into troll territory. This war paint was submitted, I believe, as a joke, and it's inspired by a clip from the film National Treasure, in which our beloved Nicolas Cage declares that
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, how I love Nicolas Cage. But we can go one weirder than that. Number 1, System Crash. Wow. I honestly have no idea if this is a post or not. I mean, it's quirky and imaginative, but it looks so out of place in the TF2 universe. The colours are just so harsh, which I understand they have to be to replicate the error screen, but maybe a Windows error screen is just not meant to be a TF2 weapon skin. Personally, I think it kind of stands out like a sore thumb in the game, but I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I have to admit though, the combination of the Windows and TF2 logo is a very neat touch. Like it a lot, although of course there is no way that they could use this in the game due to copyright reasons. It does give me an idea for a skin though. Have you guys heard about glitch art? I imagine you have. You can get some really interesting patterns from glitch art that could make for a pretty cool war paint, I think. But yeah, I think we can all agree, whether you like this skin or not, it may be by far the weirdest war paint in the TF2 workshop. So, did I miss any? I would love to hear if you found a skin that can compete with some of these crazy designs. If you do find one, be sure to drop by in my Discord and share it. I'd love to see it. And what did you think about my top 10 list? Did you like any of them? Let me know in the comments below. And before I go, a very quick note about my streams. Up until this point, I've been streaming both on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, but as of next week, I will be streaming exclusively on Twitch. So make sure to head over to Twitch and drop me a follow. The link is in the description below. I hope it's not inconvenient for anyone, and I hope you can all still make the stream. Thanks for watching, guys. A special thank you to all my patrons who make videos like this possible, and I'll see you guys in the next one.